Yo, what up everyone? People were asking me to do more in-depth guides, so today we are gonna focus on how to play Sniper as a solo player. I will talk about strategies, gameplay advice and all the basics you need to know before jumping into the bayou. Before we jump into the video, I also stream on Twitch 5 times a week. If you have any specific questions, feel free to pop in and ask them in my chat or just come in and say hi. Okay, let's talk traits. We are sniping, so first of all we are getting steady aim to decrease the amount of sway we are dealing with. Here's a little comparison between steady aim and no steady aim. As you can see, steady aim is 100% worth the 3 points. Next we want to get one of the scopesmanship traits. What do scopesmanship traits do? They allow you to stay scoped in between shots, which can be very helpful to keep track of your target, and they also increase fire rate drastically. Now we are looking at the convenience perks. First of all we are getting Conduit, simply due to the reason that the 5 minutes of stamina per clue allow us to get into our desired positions much faster. Sniping is a lot about being at the right spot at the right time, so Conduit is a no-brainer. Then, big surprise, we are getting Doctor. I don't really think I have to explain that one, more heals are just always better. From here on, it depends on your weapon, but you might want to look into Bullet Grubber and or Fanning. Fanning helps you to win close quarter engagements or finishing fights easier, especially if you combine it with consumables. Bullet Grubber is super useful if you're playing bolt action rifles and don't want to constantly drop a bullet while reloading, especially if you aren't playing an ammo pairing loadout or if you're running special ammo. With the upcoming 1.12 patch, you obviously want to buy Necromancer so you aren't out of the game if you get killed. Also, Serpent is gonna be huge. They increase the range from 25 to 50 meters for solo players, which allows you to grab clues and make your way into the so-called hot area, like the bounty area, much quicker, which allows you to set up properly and get into a good position. Then there's Magpie. Magpie is not bad since it provides solos with 10 seconds of dark side from now on, but as a sniper I would only grab it when you have a point left. You don't really want to run around with a bounty a lot, so don't make it a priority, but grab it when you can. Alright, let's talk secondaries. What are we looking for in a secondary? We're looking for something that makes up for the shortcomings of your scope. So we are looking for a close quarter to medium range kinda pistol with high fire rate, or something you can fan. I personally really like the uppercut, and you will see me play it a lot, but only due to the fact that I have like thousands of hours on the uppercut and it's a comfort pick for me. I do not recommend playing it a lot. I would look into something like, for example, the Spitfire. It has really high fire rate, deals a decent amount of damage, you couldn't put FMJ on it, and you can also fan it, which makes it actually a very solid pick, and that at a very cheap cost. Then another solid pick would be the Nagant Officer, compact ammo, really high fire rate, you can also put high velocity bullets on it. It's just a super solid pick. You cannot go wrong with the Officer in my opinion, and it ticks off all the boxes you want for your close quarter secondary. Another honorable mention would be the new Army. It's not bad, very slow velocity, but it has the fire rate to back it up, it has FMJ on it. It is fairly cheap, so it's kind of like the budget secondary. If you have fanning, I would definitely look into the conversion pistol with FMJ or without it, the PAX also with FMJ or without it, or the Scottfield Swift also with FMJ or without it. Those 3 are probably the best fanning pistols in the game, and they can make your life so much easier. But like I said, you have to buy fanning for that, otherwise I would not really recommend playing them as your secondary while you're sniping. When it comes to consumables and tools, pretty simple. I always run a med weapon, pick your med weapon of choice, play medkit. My one loadout has like throwables, like a tomahawk and choke bombs. Then I run as consumables, double wit shot, a flashbang, very important to finish off fights, and a region shot when I don't have Doctor. Once I have Doctor, I play double flashbang. Flashbang is probably the best consumable in the game currently, and especially for those 1v1s towards the end of a fight, super useful. I also have a second sniper loadout. Sometimes I play traps. They can be quite convenient, especially when you want to cover dead bodies and you have to do like big rotations. Or you want to set up an ambush with traps, whatever you prefer. Consumables, same thing again. Double hit shot, flashbang, region shot. I also swap up, like, you know, when I have doctor, swap out the region shot or double flashbang. You can also bring an ammo box or frag grenade, but I personally just like my flashbangs so I can finish off a fight when I need to. Alright, now we're gonna jump into some gameplay, but let's talk about strategy first. As a sniper, your advantage obviously is long range engagements, so play to your advantage, you know? That means third party gunshots if they're close by. Once you get into the hot area, like the boss compound area, like kinda roam around the area, get a good overview, try to pick people off, and you don't really want to go for the boss unless you spawn on it and you know you can kill it really quick. But even once you have killed the boss, you're not really defending the boss layer. You're gonna go outside, roam the area and try to pick people off while they are like making the way to your compound, you know? No reason to be like a giga shed and try to like quick scope people when you have a scope. Like, what's the point? If you wanna have close quarter engagements, play a normal rifle or play a shotgun. Okay, a little summary what is happening here. We spawn in Plantation, I grab my first clue, and on my way to the second clue, in Heritage, I bump into a team. First thing you see me doing here is try to gain distance. I don't know how many people I'm fighting. I have a scope. I don't wanna be engaging into close quarter combat until I am sure that I'm in a 1v1. I keep rotating here, so they have to kinda guess where I am. You don't wanna maintain in your position once you have been spotted, always rotate, so at least there is the chance for you to catch somebody off guard. Now that we got the first pick here, I'm trying to turn up the aggression a little bit and rotate towards the body so I can potentially hold it and maybe get a kill on the revive. You see how like I'm climbing on top of a mount here and like move a little bit? I basically am just baiting gunshots here because I want them to reveal their position so I can play off that. Once you're in a fight, never stand still and make yourself an easy target. By keeping on the move, you make it much less likely that somebody is gonna headshot you. And here's a good example why flashbangs as a sniper are super useful. I hear my enemy on the other side of the mount, I only have a Spitfire, I'm throwing my flashbang, boom, full flash, and I can push in for an easy kill. By the way, don't ask me why I didn't heal here. I believe I thought I used the region shot because I never run stam shots, so I didn't even realize I wasn't down a bar. Also, this fight is over, it was just a duo. I didn't know that, I burned them, but let's skip that part. Alright, like you saw, the banishment happened once I ended the fight with that other team. I burnt, like I said, burnt the team. That took a little bit of time, so by the time I make my way towards the bounty team, the banishment is done. But that is kind of what you want. Like, you don't really want to fight inside the compound. You want to stay out of dark side range and try to pick somebody off before the fight actually starts. One of your best tools is actually the map. Once somebody picked up the bounty, you can constantly track their lightning on the map and kinda plan your ambush that way, because you can pretty much predict where people are going, right? Alright, to explain that a little bit in detail, I'm gonna give you a little strategy breakdown here. The bounty team is heading towards the south extract, all the way down there. So what you don't want to do is push directly at them, because by the time you get into that area, they're already gone and probably at the end of poultry. Instead, what you want to do is you want to cut them off diagonally. You see, like, if I just run sideways towards them, I will probably cut them off. They're running through compounds, they have to deal with a lot of AI. Sniping is a lot about like map knowledge and knowing the side angles, because you always want to get a pick on them before you get actually into the fight. But yeah, that's basically the plan I was going here for. Hope this little paint drawing helps a little bit. Always on your way towards them, you want to try to be as fast as possible. That means only kill AI if you have to. Don't trigger crows, like don't trigger any noise traps. and make sure that they don't know of your location yet. They have dark sight, it's always possible that they spot you, but you don't want to give them a reason to scan you, right? Okay, our plan worked here. They got caught in the compound, they were slowed by AI, and I get to set up a little ambush here. Sadly, they seemingly scanned me. That can always happen, but I was in a good position to start the fight. What you just saw here is like the benefit of the Centennial. A lot of people underestimate the Centennial sniper. They hear Centennial and they're like, oh damn, he's not gonna headshot me. It's not the best sniper, but keep that in mind. Now that I got my initial pick, I'm kind of planning on holding the body. So I'm rotating a little bit off into the hard cover and play it out from there. Sadly, I missed my opportunity and it's back to 3v1. But one of them is down a bar. So I'm gonna keep rotating here and try to gain a little bit of range again. By instantly swapping my location, I got the pick here on the tier 1 hunter. She was looking for me but didn't really know where to look at, and I took her head off. I continue rotating here. That body I cannot hold, they can get the rest for free, so there's no point of maintaining my current location. Just keep rotating and keep them guessing. They caught me by surprise here. I hear footsteps while I'm trying to like rotate on them. So somebody ran ahead. But I know that I killed somebody across the water. Somebody is reviving her. So I know I'm in a 1v1, so I immediately try to force the 1v1. Little piece of advice, when somebody's cooking a nade on you and they are like within like 10 meters, just push their ass. They can't do anything about it. I now know that I've killed every single one on that team. I killed 3 different skins, so that is a very good position to be in. Also, I'm picking the uppercut here for the exact reason. They're all at least down a 25 bar, so I'm picking up the uppercut for the potential one tap. Also, that body is very easy to hold, so I instantly back off and try to gain distance again. I don't want to get like bum rushed by 2 people, I want to fight them 1 by 1 if possible, or at least have hard cover so I can heal if I need to. I'm expecting them to revive here, so I take hard cover and immediately peek the dead body. Like you can see here, taking the high ground was a good decision. I can easily isolate 1v1s and heal if I need to. Sadly, I got aim punched here, but nonetheless, I'm still in an advantageous position. If they get close, I have an uppercut to one-tap them. They showed that they are very quick on the revives, so I immediately check for the body after I got tagged. And like you can see here, by positioning myself correctly and always kept my safe distance, we won the fight. What do we take away from this fight? First of all, always plan ahead. Take a look at the map, plan your ambush point. Second of all, once the fight has actually happened and you got a pick, don't be afraid to swap your loadout, because sometimes, you know, like you saw here with the uppercut, it gives me an advantage. And other times you might even want to drop your sniper, because it will be a close quarter fight and you rather want to have a shotgun or at least an iron sight weapon. Okay, let's jump into the second game. Little summary again, what happened here. I was tracking a team that went into Healing Church. By the time they left Healing Church, they got shot at from the Stillwater side, and I am looking for the person sniping at them. The team I was chasing had no idea that I was fighting them or chasing them, so it's always better to take out the long range fights first before they know of your existence, to gain yourself an advantage. The person sniping at them could have been a solo, and this time it was the bounty team that were actually doing the boss. But if you have an option, always take out the snipers first before you take the people out that are easy to track. Also, another important piece of advice: be patient with your first shot as a sniper. If you're wondering why I'm shooting the hive here, it's actually kind of like a big brain move. I shot the hive with the hope that she's gonna look over here and try to, you know, snipe at me, so she becomes a little bit more stationary instead of moving constantly. My plan worked. She kinda looked over here, which gave me a much easier lineup, since instead of like moving up and down and in all directions, she just goes left to right, which gave me an easy lineup. Now that I got the kill here, I'm immediately rushing Catfish. The reason for that is that the roof there is a safe revive, and by immediately running across the field, I'm trying to get an angle on the revive to maybe get a second kill here. Also, it's a good habit to just swap your location after every kill or shot. They will look at your last known location, you don't want to be there by the time they look there. My plan worked here by immediately rotating, I got a second kill, and now we're in a 1v1, and we got two buddies that are very easy to defend. Again, I'm gonna continue rotating here towards the world border. Like I said, don't be at your last known location, and by rotating towards the world border, I have an easy eye on the two buddies on the roof, which keeps my advantage going. Right now I'm just holding the buddies for a second in case they do have Necromancer. It's a possibility. I don't think they do, but you know, better be safe than sorry. I continue my rotation here to get behind the compound, from where I can easily hold the buddies while also getting an idea what is actually going on, and I'm in a good position for any other team approaching, since it's very unlikely that anyone is gonna come from the world border, so I won't get sandwiched. I'm playing that a little bit more passive here because I haven't seen their third yet. I don't even know if they have a third. So I'm kinda just waiting until I hear something or I see another teammate popping up. I don't want to throw the match now by pushing the compound and getting shotgunned. I haven't seen or heard anything, so I'm getting a little bit closer to get a better understanding of the current situation. Finally heard the third, and it sounds like they are pushing the White House to go for revives. So I'm trying to get an angle on the buddies, so at the very least they're not gonna get those. I do have a sniper, there's no reason for me to like fight someone at 5 meters. So, you know, there's no shame in playing a little bit further back while having a scope. They could have a shotgun, and my loadout is not exactly built for that. While I'm trying to like finish off the last person of the bounty team, I hear another team running up from the chapel side, which I have to deal with immediately. The buddies on the roof kinda lost priority. We also hear that the person in the White House is beetling, so they're not gonna revive anytime soon. Currently the chapel team has no idea of my location, and there's no reason for them to look at the sniper tower. At the moment their eyes are glued on the boss compound, so maybe I can get an easy pick here. Again, like earlier, be patient, don't give away a position unless you have to. And here we go. I got my first pick, we actually killed an Aftermath. They were not even looking at me because that position is so much out of their field of view that I got an easy pick. My positioning was risky, but at the same time, nobody was looking towards me, nobody had a reason to look towards my direction. So yes, shitty position, but we made the best out of it. After getting the pick here, I immediately fall back. I don't want to be staying at that tower. I need to fall back in case I get tagged. I need hard cover, I need room to rotate. Again, by rotating immediately, I kept them guessing where I was, they didn't really know where to look at, and I got another easy pick. I'm in a 1v1 now, so I'm trying to pick up the aggression here. I don't want them to revive the Aftermath at any cost. Sadly they have frag arrows, which by themselves are very weak, but for me as a solo player they are quite annoying to deal with, because when I get tagged I don't have teammates to cover me. I have to heal because I'm gonna be a one-tap. So my immediate insta-aggression turns into like a slightly less aggressive aggression, if that makes sense. I don't hear any footsteps. I see that the Aftermath is still on the floor. I know they're sitting in a corner waiting for me to peek them, so I'm kinda trying to carefully find out where they are. I have also noticed that the bounty team actually revived while I was fighting the other team. That was a good play by them, very risky, but they figured nobody was watching them, so, you know, congrats to them. It doesn't really matter in the bigger picture right now, because I have to deal with the Aftermath's last remaining teammate. And as I anticipated, they were just camping somewhere waiting for me to peek them. Luckily I spot them first and get the headshot. Right now I'm anticipating the bounty team to push me down. They have scan, they know I'm alone, they know I have a sniper. They don't wanna let me get away, at least that's what I think, that's what I would do in that situation if I was them. So I'm getting ready to fight the compound again. They didn't really do anything, so I thought they're just camping in the basement now. So I figured I'm gonna pick up the Aftermath. 2 of them are 1-taps, 2 long ammo, so might as well swap my weapon here. After done looting the body for consumables, I see that they're actually running away from me. In my opinion, that was a bad decision by them. I immediately drop the Aftermath, pick up my sniper and start the chase. Just to explain my thought process here real quick. In my opinion, it looked like they were running towards Alice Farm to go for the second bounty. So they're kind of moving in that direction. But what they actually ended up doing is running in a curve towards the extraction. Just in case you're wondering why I ran straight at them and not like I told you earlier, tried to cut them off. Due to the fact that they first ran towards Alice Farm and then ran into that curve, I caught up to them quite easily and I'm within 50 meters behind them. Sadly with my shot here on the FBI lady, I don't know what the legendary skin is called, but I know I will not have another peek on her because she disappears into the compound. So I immediately look for her teammates and try to get another peek, so I can pin them inside the compound and stop them from running. Now that I got the kill here, I immediately start rotating to the right. First of all, it gives me a better angle on the body. Second of all, I'm swapping my location up again. And the extraction is on the north side of the compound, so I definitely want to make my way towards there as fast as possible without getting into close quarter combat. In case you're wondering why I'm looking behind me, somebody broke a stick. Something broke a stick. So I thought there's another team rolling up right now. I heard them throwing a choke bomb. It's usually a great indicator that somebody is going for the revive. I get a free redown here due to the fact that I rotated immediately and they didn't even know what direction to choke off. You also heard the gunshot from the Stillwater side, so I was right, there was another team. Doesn't really matter right now, I'm occupied with the bounty team. I'm gonna keep my rotation towards the extraction going, so I can at least cut them off and stop them from running. You see me pick up the aggression here. First of all, I got one teammate down on the floor, the other one is down a bar. So I'm basically in a 1v1 because the FBI skin never wanted to fight me again, they just always ran away from me. Also, I'm slowly running out of Spitzer bullets, so I'm kinda looking to pick somebody off here to swap my loadout. I know that the teammate is still down, due to the fact that the green shirt was fighting me and the FBI skin was never to be seen again. So my current objective is making them back off so I can pick up whatever gun the grey jacket tier 2 has. Okay, here's a good example why I also bring choke bombs as a solo. Yes, they are used to stop your teammates from burning, but they're even better at blocking off doorways, stairs, whatever kind of entry or exit you want to cover. People don't push through them. People don't want to deal with the cuffing because it fucks up your ADS. We actually hit the jackpot here. The guy that we killed had a rival with slugs, which is actually the exact weapon we need right here to finish that fight. And like I said earlier, don't be scared of swapping your guns mid-fight. Sometimes you have to maintain your momentum. We saw two teams in dark side here. I'm gonna concentrate on the team that's actually inside the compound and try to deal with the other one after that. I saw the FBI skin running past the window and I hear footsteps on the other side of the church. So I'm just gonna drop in the basement and try to reposition and not fight multiple angles at the same time. Now that I dropped my sniper for a shotgun, I'm just gonna keep playing aggressive here, especially after getting the pick, and keep the momentum going. I wanna wipe that team out right now. Alright, the fight is over here. Little spoiler, I'm gonna end up dying to the last team, which is fine, it can happen. I think we played really well until this point. What have we learned from this fight? First of all, be patient with your first shot, don't give your position away for no reason. Rotate immediately to get better angles. Also, again, don't be afraid to swap your loadout mid-fight, for the sake of keeping the momentum going. Doesn't mean always drop your sniper in a fight, but for example right there, I'm in a close quarter fight. I would rather have the shotgun right now just to finish the fight. We already used our sniper to get into the position in the first place. Okay, game 3 is gonna be a short one. I'm gonna try to show you guys how I generally approach a compound fight, a compound siege. First thing you want to do when you siege a compound with a sniper is think about how do people defend the compound. In this case we have binary, people like to sit on the roof and look towards the south, towards Lost Station. So you definitely want to avoid taking a fight from that direction. You know, you don't want to run straight at them and run into their field of view. So what we are doing instead, we're rotating a little bit here to the left and try to get a pick onto the roof instead. And then play off that. Like you can see here, I fucked it up with my amazing throwing X skills, but our plan is still gonna work. Maybe shooting even helped the whole process a little bit. Honestly, they completely misplayed that. I don't really know what they were doing, but what you can take away from this little engagement is always abuse your scope. If you have like a crack peek to peek through, just do it. We got kinda lucky here, I got 2 kills. I immediately start pushing here, while maintaining line of sight with the 2 buddies to contest a potential revive. She shot at me a couple of times, doesn't re-peek, but she tagged me, so I'm assuming she's gonna try to go for a revive here. Like I predicted, she went for the revive. We got a really easy snipe here by rotating correctly. Sadly, she got the revive off, but we are again in a 1v1, so I'm gonna continue pushing. I have an uppercut. I can go for body one-taps. I hear him throwing a choke bomb, so I don't even have to worry about him aiming at me right now, so I'm just gonna close the gap. He's obviously trying to go for a revive here, so I'm just gonna get close and try to finish the fight. Like you can see here, my plan worked. I kept the aggression going. We constantly had 2 buddies that we could easily cover, and I kept closing the distance to then finish off or win my 1v1. To be fair, my enemies played that very poorly and gave me easy kills, but what can we learn from this fight is that by making the right rotation at the beginning, which was not approaching the compound directly from the front, I got some easy kills. Keep that in mind when you siege or approach a boss lair. Always think about how your enemy or how you would defend the compound and try to play off that. Getting an entry kill is basically the golden ticket to winning fights or boss lair sieges as a sniper. There's no shame in rotating or holding an angle until you get one. But this was the end of the video. I hope this little guide will help you in your solo hunts as a sniper. I will see you guys on the next video and have a good one.